All right.
All right. Well,
looks like
here we go again, guys. Yep. Should be the exact same drafts going into this one. Pre-bans coming out. We know the Ragdoll, the Barbara, and then we should be seeing the exact same drafts. That first pick coming out of ROSITH, and then so on with XNIGHTX.
I mean, wow, so impressive. These players able to draft without thinking, laying things down so quickly. I mean, they clearly done their homework here.
Definitely done their homework here. Same bands as well, of course.
So in this draft here, you're going to see a turn 2 play coming from XNIGHTX, and his draft is likely going to be able to take out a unit of ROSITH. I don't think he has enough. ROSITH has enough burst here.
Nope. Well, we're going into our match right now with XNIGHTX96 and ROSITH, our last year's European Cup champion. Here we go, guys. Does land that reset on the Savannah with the Okeanos. Gets that strip defense break on top of Fran. Shred is coming out to deal some serious damage to the Fran, and Ciara is going to be primed and ready with this bomb on top of Fran. Quickly detonating it. We're getting into this thing real fast.
Well, I stand corrected here. That Dark Monkey did so much damage, and that Vigor also did a ton of damage here. So XNIGHTX actually does lose a unit off the bat here. So XNIGHTX is actually on the back foot in a pretty rough spot, but that Praha is going to be able to put everything to sleep.
That's right. Praha is going to be using that third skill, healing up just a little bit, putting everybody to sleep here. Is he still going to be taking advantage of that defense break on top of Ciara? We're going to find out. Or is he going to focus down the Dark Monkey King? And he is with that additional turn as well.
Yeah, definitely does not want to wake up the other units, but kind of in a rough spot here because now he's stunned up and he loses tempo, and Savannah doesn't have skills up yet, so he doesn't have the ability to get speed buff on his team. He's not going to be able to take anything out and trade units.
That is correct, and we had that second skill coming out of the Vigor, healing up a little bit, gets the speed buff, and that anti-crit up as well. Defense break sitting on top of Masha. Ciara choosing to go after the Savannah and not capitalize off of the defense break on Masha, but that is fine. It's building a little bit of attack bar there.
Yeah, ROSITH's in a really good spot here. He has anti-crit up on 3 units here. This Okeanos is going to be able to survive pretty much anything. And that Vigor, while it did a lot of damage, likely on CD build, again, just not enough steam in XNIGHTX's hands left, and he's going to lose this one.
Yep, that's right. Bomb does land on top of the Praha. We get the additional turn coming out of the Mash. Is it going to be enough damage to finish out Ciara? Definitely not. Shred's going to be coming out here looking for a defense break. Doesn't matter. ROSITH is taking round 1 against XNIGHTX. Well, here we go, guys. We're getting into round 2 with ROSITH and XNIGHTX. Pre-bans are coming out. We see that Dark Monkey King getting pre-banned by XNIGHT. He doesn't want to see it again. And Ciara getting pre-banned by ROSITH.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Monkey, very, very strong unit here with the high base speed and the ability to strip and add defense break. And then AoE stun. It just does so much as an LD unit. And then Ciara, of course, a pre-ban because it is a very strong unit in this meta. XNIGHTX responding with a Fran first pick, which is an interesting first pick, kind of locks him in that 270, 280 speed range, which allows ROSITH to either go and outspeed or actually go completely turn 2 if he wants. And so far, he's looking like he wants to go for speed with the Vanessa Okeanos.
And Vanessa Okeanos for ROSITH. XNIGHTX looking at a Vigor. We've seen a lot of Vigor coming in at this time of a match.
Yeah, so XNIGHTX96 dropping that Vigor, and likely to also going to add probably some sort of Josephine or Amalia. It goes with the Savannah. So interesting take on the Savannah when there's 2 fire units left on ROSITH's side. You know, and if ROSITH immediately drops a Triana and the Ragdoll here, I'm not sure about that Triana drop because Triana tends to be a very stationary unit, but it is quite good into Vigor and Savannah.
Ooh, interesting draft coming out of XNIGHT. We're going to be seeing a Molly, which obviously the combination of Molly and Vigor is very, very powerful.
Yeah, and it's not just that, but if you look at ROSITH's side, once Vanessa's defense break is gone, he lacks a lot of burst. And this game is all about burst and being able to take a unit down because there's so much heals coming out from XNIGHTX's side here. So taking the Vigor, he's going with the turn cycling comp. If you want to note that Vigor and Savannah do have dyssynergies in that both bring speed buff. So that the 2 are not great together. I think Ethna is definitely going to be the ban here. XNIGHTX, when he drafts this way, is planning on surviving that burst in whatever burst ROSITH may have. ROSITH's win condition is landing a defense break from that Vanessa and then killing with the Ragdoll. But I really like XNIGHTX's draft here, as long as some sort of glancing can protect that Savannah from going down.
Well, let's see if XNIGHTX can outlast ROSITH going into round 2 between the both of them. XNIGHTX needs to win this one if he thinks he's going to be holding on and staying in this competition. Here we go. We have first turn be taken by ROSITH. We've got Okeanos step up with a nice strip reset. Let's see if it's going to be landing on top of that Fran potentially.
Yeah, I think it should be going on this Fran here because the Triana does move in front of Savannah, means he's going to be able to get immunity up on his team to protect himself from defense breaks, and that's why he's going for the attack bar reduction on that Triana. But again, there's that ragdoll on the side, which means that everything moves up in attack bars. Okeanos moves later on. It's going to do a lot of damage to XNIGHTX.
You can definitely see all that damage coming up from Vanessa on top of Fran, getting the defense breaks on all of ROSITH's units, almost removing that Triana from the field. Definitely a great stat for XNIGHT.
Huge amount of damage coming out in that Triana. Let's see if ROSITH picks up on that and switches targets, and that's exactly what he does here. Recognizes that in order to do that much damage, you must be squishy, and you see that Savannah's already past half HP.
Well, XNIGHT does have the sustain on his team to potentially keep his team alive. Looking for the strip on the immunity on top of the Triana. It does receive it there. Possibly going for an attack break on a Ragdoll. Does receive that attack break as well. Rain of Stones does not stun up everybody on XNIGHT's team. He still has that Savannah. Savannah was looking to finish off the Triana. Doesn't do it yet and gets it on the second time. He gets revived back with the Vanessa passive.
Yeah, and actually, this is quite a tanky Savannah. It's actually not dying right away, but again, has defense break on and might go down here.
Ooh, does go down here. Not looking good for XNIGHT. That's his big source of damage. Ragdoll attack broken, still dealing plenty of damage there. Okeanos could finish off here with the first kill and does so.
Yeah, and XNIGHTX needs to take out that Triana right now and then survive over time, but decides to go after the Vanessa and change targets, not going for damage on that Triana. I don't know if this is going to work long term. Don't think he has enough damage to take out ROSITH's side at this point.
I don't think XNIGHT's going to have the damage here. He has plenty of sustain, but it's just not going to do enough here. ROSITH has got way too much gas in the tank with the units that he's got on the field right now. Okeanos possibly looking for a strip reset on top of the Vigor and does not receive it there.
Yeah, and XNIGHTX's window of opportunity is landing a defense break on that Vanessa. He has picked up that Vanessa is quite squishy here, but XNIGHTX needs to get a speed buff online if he wants to start outpacing ROSITH and come back. He's not over by any means. He definitely has a chance to come back, and his window of opportunity is using Fran with skill 1 and then skill 3 coming out with Vigor to take out that Vanessa Su Triana pass.
Yep, he's trying to get those attack breaks to limit the damage on ROSITH's side of the field. Does land that attack break onto the Ragdoll. Ragdoll going for more damage on top of Vigor.
Yeah, and if you note that Vigor's taking quite a bit of damage, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was on crit damage build, so that does do a lot of damage. But again, at the same time, I mean, XNIGHTX is kind of on the back foot here, does need to cycle and proc a lot if he wants it.
Yeah, I do believe it is on a crit damage build. You see that he didn't have to use that heal on the Vigor, but chose to do it because he knows, I think we can tell, that is not that tanky of a unit. He's looking to get as much damage that he can on this field using that Vigor.
Yeah, both players excellent at counting cooldowns here. That immunity preventing Vigor from landing skill 3 with that defense break. So that's exactly what XNIGHTX needed to do and wasn't able to get it.
Yep, most definitely. Ragdoll almost finishing off the Fran there. Fran with the additional turn, trying to get this Vanessa down as much as possible. Not looking good for XNIGHTX anymore. Landing that reset on top of the Vigor as well. You can see the damage from the Triana still trying to pummel away at this poor Vigor. Vigor is going to be going down here shortly.
Yeah, massive damage coming out on that Triana. That does so much damage. And again, ROSITH looking so strong here.
ROSITH looking very strong, getting the 2-0 on XNIGHTX. ROSITH is going to be moving forward in today's tournament.